What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the fourth entry in the Rocky franchise. Super excited to get into this one, especially because it was one of the festive movies that you guys suggested. So I'm excited to see how it relates, but also just to continue on with the series. I have really enjoyed the first three movies, and so I'm hoping that I enjoy this one as well, which would definitely be impressive if 4 movies into the series they're still churning out good content, which is obviously a rarity. And I feel like this is the one where Dolph Lundgren's character is introduced, if I remember correctly. I don't really know much about his character, I just know he's in one of the films, and so that's about the only thing I have expectations of going into this one. And as I mentioned in the last video in Rocky 3, I have seen the 2 Creed movies, and so I know that eventually in the next couple, Apollo Creed will die in some sort of way, and so I don't know which one it is coming up, but I feel like I should mention that each time just because obviously my reaction to it would be different if I didn't know that. But one thing I am curious about heading into this one is if it will continue to be able to do what the first 3 have, which is make it a unique enough of an experience in order to still make it feel fresh and not too repetitive from the other couple. But I mean, I am expecting some good training montages and obviously the theme song to play at some point, get me hyped up. But I am definitely fine if they do that in every movie, because that's definitely one of the most enjoyable parts of them. But anyway, I am ready to hop into this one. If you guys enjoy watching along with me for this, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up, helps the video reach a lot more people. You can always check out my full-length reaction to it as well on my Patreon. Link for that is in the description below. Hope you guys are having a good holiday right now, and so without further ado, let's hop into Rocky 4. Okay everyone, I've got the movie queued up to the very beginning. If you've got it queued up to the beginning as well, I'll do the usual 3, 2, 1 play count. On play, we'll both hit play. We'll be all synced up, ready to watch together. So 3, 2, 1, play. I'm anticipating we're starting off with the soundtrack again as usual. This would be the first movie that didn't do it, if that's the case. If it doesn't, I mean. Oh, we're starting off with the Eye of the Tiger instead of the regular theme. Okay. Makes sense since it was the main kind of music for the last movie. Oh, I like this little intro right here. This is cool. Is that going to be kind of the theme of this movie? It's going to go global. And there's going to be a lot more kind of on the line than just a fight. Dude, I freaking love that they start every movie off with these recaps. Definitely makes the intros to the movies that much more enjoyable because you're already hyped again. And Mr. T was such a great character too. So are we actually gonna see the full fight now in this one? Because obviously it cut off at the end of the last one, right before the first punch. Oh, yep, there it is. Dolph Lundgren is in this one. His name is Drago. Interesting. That sounds like a pretty intimidating name. Because the only other Drago I know is from Game of Thrones, and he was certainly intimidating too. I love how much they're just bros at this point. So cool. Oh no, it actually still stopped at the first punch. I was hoping we might see a little bit more, but it's cool. And I did see it's written and directed again by Sylvester Stallone. That's so awesome that he's just been committed to helming all the series. Nice. I don't know if that means he won or lost, but looks like he took a bit of a beating then. Oh, is it a celebration for Paulie himself? Let's go. This man deserves a little bit of attention. I'm glad he's been in all the movies too so far. What the heck, dude, is that? Is this Rocky in the future or something? That is not what I was expecting to see. I think I'm with Paulie a little bit, man. I'd be super unsettled if I saw that rolling up to me. I guess when you got Rocky's money, you can start buying any sort of random stuff. Oh, it knows his name. It's gonna overthrow them all here soon enough. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Of course, it's a special night. And I am watching this on a Wednesday, so it's perfect timing. That cake does look pretty dope, though. That is a pretty cool looking watch. I like it. I like that Rocky's always keen to give her some more gifts along the way. I'm always so happy when I see them together, man. I love their development over the course of now 4 movies. And I know we've already had a health scare with Adrian, but the fact that they brought those lines back into the movie, it makes me worried that we may get another one. Certainly looks intimidating in those shots. Oh, interesting. There you go. There's the premise. Gotta protect the home turf if he's coming over here. I mean, he looks absolutely massive, though, so I feel like he'd be a freaking tough opponent. Yikes, I would be a little bit nervous, but Rocky has faced some pretty tough tests before. And if it's just an exhibition match, I feel like it's not as stressful. Is it going to be like Rocky 3 where we get an early fight? Best compliment he's ever received. Oh no, dude, just roasted him right after. This kid is nothing but trouble. I like how he's just riding around on the robot right now, too. Yeah, I was about to say, dude looks like a freak in nature. I feel like he could annihilate anybody in the ring. Are they gonna do any testing on him, or are they just gonna let him compete? Yikes. I feel like that is a lot. I don't know what Rocky's previous opponents have been hitting. Might be the kind of fighter where if you take one hit, you're just out. Now Paulie's bought in. Okay, he's calling it My Girl. I love it. Is this robot gonna be like a main character of this movie now? There you go. Paulie's made it big finally. No longer alone. I don't know. I understand both their sides, but I feel like Adrian has some good points she's making. Especially for Apollo, because that scares me. If he's wanting to fight again, this might be the movie where everything bad happens. Oh, is that the reason why he's wanting to get back into the ring? He misses the spotlight a little bit. Rocky is one wise dude. He's reading the situation well. I think he needs to say what needs to be said before he gets into trouble. Man, great dialogue already. Stallone's killing it with the pen early on. I feel like that's definitely a staple of the Rocky movies that I've come to know is there's always fantastic dialogue, usually motivational. Shoot, man, I'm freaking worried. I think this may be the one because if Apollo's coming out of retirement, I don't know if he's going to be ready to fight Drago considering the strength we saw him exhibit before. Oh gosh, that man is stone cold right now, no emotion. Everybody else is looking too confident right now. They're underestimating him. Apollo looks like he's just fallen into all the same traps that he was in the first movie. He's always been good with the media, but his overconfidence is what got him into trouble with Rocky in the first place. Dude, he looks like he has a freaking foot on him when they stood up together. Jeez. There's no way Apollo's not fighting him now, though. Emotions are high. Oh, interesting. Was that calculated then? Was he just trying to anger him all of a sudden? If Apollo's got that fiery energy, though, maybe he does actually win this match. Oh, jeez. Dude, he could get in the salty Splatoon if he's eating nails, man. I hope I got that name right. It's been a while since I've seen that SpongeBob episode. Very interesting seeing Rocky in the trainer position. We haven't gotten this version of him before. I feel like he's got a level head, though. He's looking at it from an objective point of view. Looks like Apollo is not listening to anybody's advice right now. He's just going full steam ahead. I hope for his sake he's right, though. I do appreciate in Rocky 3 and now Rocky 4, though, that because of the first two, we kind of got those long build-ups for the big fight at the end, but now they're getting us straight into the action, so it's keeping our attention and it's not just going the same route. Forced pleasantries is what that felt like right there. I don't know how big of fans they are of each other. Whoa, man, this is a fancy boxing ring. Holy cow, they have stepped it up. Or maybe they were all like this and they just never showed the capability. I love the shots right now. It's just really well capturing the kind of awestruck feeling that Drago must feel being here for the first time. Probably the biggest stage he's ever fought on. I like it, dude. This is jazzy. Oh gosh, man. Creed is in his full outfit today. Dude is looking dope up there. I like it. He certainly knows how to make an entrance. I don't know how focused on the actual fight Creed is, though. Seems like he's more focused on the entertainment aspect. But he's been good at multitasking between those things before, so. Rocky's seen enough, man. That's one way to start it, dude. I'd be freaking pumped up if I was in the audience there. And definitely you're hyping up for the home field advantage. I guess that's a good point. I didn't really realize that it was such a big event beyond just one boxer coming over. It was the first for the country. Did this movie come out in a time where that was a reflection of the actual state of sports? Oh my gosh, I was gonna say he's added a few. Can't hate on the names though, they definitely roll off the tongue well. But none of those big names really matter once you start fighting. He's doing the Uncle Sam move right there. Doesn't seem like Drago is very affected by the crowd noise, though. He has a pretty nonchalant attitude about him. Oh shoot, it looked like some of his confidence just shook right there. Apollo's, that is. That was a great shot with the sound effect. His hands look like they're made out of concrete, man. And it doesn't look like Drago's short on any confidence. Oh, dude, I'm so freaking worried, man. This is just building up for him to lose right here. I don't think there's any way they'd set it up like this just for Creed to beat him easily. Man, the way they're filming this, Drago just looks huge. I mean, Creed is no shorty, but he just looks freaking intimidating. He's just absorbing the punches right now, too. Oh gosh, man. The first few punches he lands, it just looks like it almost knocks Creed out completely. Oh my gosh, dude. Holy crap. That did not take long at all for him to be beaten to a pulp. I was expecting it to go bad, but it still went worse than I thought. Gosh dang it, man. Apollo's never been one to give up. Doesn't look like he's going to do it now, but I think the smart move would be to quit right now. I feel like that answers that for me. This may very well be the moment that Apollo dies, which would be pretty wild for it to happen in the ring. Jeez, dude, this is not a fair fight, man. Drago is obliterating him. Oh my gosh, this is freaking brutal, dude. And Rocky's just obeying Apollo, too. He's not throwing it. Whoa, dude, he's like convulsing. Is he having a seizure or something? Did he really hit him that hard? Oh, good editing right now, though. Drago's just completely unconcerned. He's just still asserting his dominance. I do remember seeing that quote, I feel like, before. That's absolutely ruthless, though, man. Whoa, and they really just cut straight to the funeral, gosh. They didn't freaking waste any time with that. That's so tough, man. Apollo was obviously a fantastic character, but now I can understand why it was eating Rocky up so much in the Creed movies, at least from what I remember, is because he could have stopped the fight. He had the power to throw in the towel, but he went along with Creed's wishes. Dang, man. So that definitely gives him all the motivation into the world. All the motivation in the world. Two movies in a row where the main opponent kills somebody close to Rocky. I mean, Mr. T's move wasn't as direct as Drago, but he was still responsible. Paulie was not happy about that. Whoa, man, I didn't expect that. There's so much happening right now. First of all, it's actually happening on Christmas, so this is about as Christmas as a movie could get. As Christmas themed, I mean. And then that's also pretty brave of Rocky to go on Russian soil to fight. Paulie's never shy about jumping into action. Interesting that it's tackling some political stuff as well in this. They haven't really done that before. And also with Rocky fighting in Russia, I don't know if that's like a super scary thing anyway, because obviously Drago just came over to the US to fight and did all right for himself. Is she being honest and Rocky just made the decision without consulting her? She's gonna be freaking upset if that is the case. Because it's one thing to lose Creed, but then potentially lose Rocky as well, her husband. Dang well opposed to or contrary to Rocky 3 after Mick died, he doesn't seem to be sulking around this time. He seems to be laser focused. He's definitely mirroring the words that Apollo said to him earlier. I don't know if anything Adrian's gonna say right now is gonna change his mind. Rocky, man. That is so risky. Because you know he will do that if you allow it. These stakes are insane, man. It's not just about winning and losing, it's literally life or death. Also, interesting that Adrian tells him that he can't win. Because not very often has she not been confident in his ability. I love the editing right there. That was great. And of course, accompanied with the good music. I think Drago is the only thing on his mind right now. Hey, great moment from Rocky 3, man. They're definitely going for a little bit more creative editing in this movie, I feel like. I love that they're going through all these iconic scenes from the other movies right now. Just reminding us of everything he's fighting for right now, just the memory of Apollo. Man, in that shot, Adrian looks so young. She has certainly come a long freaking way since the first movie. Oh man, this is just like Rocky the music video. It's like the ultimate edit of all the movies. But I do like it, man. It's definitely a cool sequence. Dang, man, it does really suck that Apollo's gone. I mean, as I mentioned, I did know eventually he was going to die, and so that helped make the impact not as rough for me, but I'll very much miss his character. Whoa, that was kind of cool, man. Just comparing Rocky and Apollo's falls. I didn't even make that connection until right then, but I like it. And besides the sequence being cool, I think it does do a good job of just showing the perspective of Rocky's character, probably mentally recalling all of those events as well, just building up the motivation. My gosh, dude, that definitely has got to be one of the strangest additions that I've seen to a franchise like this because it came out of nowhere. And it's popping up a lot now. It's been in so many scenes. This definitely puts a lot of pressure on Rocky, though, considering that he has a son now that he's responsible for. Because it's not like the first movie where he didn't have too much that he was looking after. I mean, he had the turtles. I love the little bit of theme that they're bringing in right there. It's definitely matching the somber tone of everything right now. But I'm still confident in my guy. Very different landscape here, man. And the person singing this song sounds like the same person who did the Eye of the Tiger song, but I'm not sure if it's just a similar sound. Oh my gosh. Paulie always speaks his mind. And I love that they are including so many great songs, but it's certainly going to make it very difficult to do a YouTube edit for it. It's probably just going to be like half muted. Dude is straight comedy, man. I'm glad that Rocky isn't completely alone while he's here. He's still got the man, Paulie. And I like that he has Creed's trainer along with him, too. Man, if we get a training montage in this one, is it just going to be Rocky training out in the snow? Because that would be pretty wild. Certainly a unique one compared to the first three. Oh my gosh. Dude is extra talkative this movie. He's just letting them hear it. It seems a little bit ominous to me. I don't know how much chaperoning they'll be doing. Are they just making sure Rocky doesn't misstep? And I mean, this answers my question of if it's going to be unique compared to the first three. I mean, we did have a similar motivation in that somebody close to Rocky is killed and it makes him want to fight that person. But other than that, it's very different. Dude, Paulie is not meant for these conditions. Man likes his routine and comfort, can't blame him. I'm surprised he came out here, though. Because he'd been kind of in the background for a little while. Nice, I love it, man. He's got his mirror set up like the original. Got that constant motivation for him. I'm sure that's what they're calling back right there. Let's go, man. That's all I need to hear right there. Apollo deserves the best revenge on him. Through Rocky. I like this dialogue. I like that he's getting a bigger role in this movie too. I feel like this is the most lines he's had since the first movie. And I feel like having someone so close to Apollo is definitely good for Rocky right now. Looks very cold, but it is beautiful. Man, he really is just training out here in the cold. It'd be so freaking hard to do that, man. I feel like the air would just destroy your lungs. It would certainly ensure that you're in good shape, though, if you're able to train under those conditions. Again, man, great editing. I'm enjoying this. I also like how it's contrasting the two methods of training between them. I think maybe what I was just observing could come into play, though. The fact that Rocky's training out in the elements, but Drago's training in these very controlled situations. He's got that old school method of training. Oh, shoot, dude, I love that cutting. They're like in the exact same pose, but very different methods. This is definitely a very different training montage compared to what we've gotten. Jeez, man, that would be so freaking tough. That would test like every single one of your muscles and just your mental fortitude. Nice, love the show of passage of time with the beard. And I love that Stallone is really out there doing all that training himself too. That's commitment to the acting. Whoa, gosh, I don't know why. I must have like zoned out for a second there, but it took me way too long to realize that Adrian came out all the way here. Good on her, man. That's freaking dope that she came to support him. Let's go, dude. I love hearing that. I'm hyped now. I feel like that's the biggest piece of the puzzle for Rocky. If he's got Adrian behind him, he can do anything. Great frame right there. Love that. Nice. Is it going to be as usual where we have the heartwarming moment between Rocky and Adrian and then go straight to the training? Okay, Stallone. Holy crap, man. I freaking love that he does these sequences himself. It just makes it so much more entertaining. Oh, he's looking pretty good to me right now. Definitely in some peak physical form. Yo, that's so insane. I haven't done that workout before, but I can't imagine how difficult it is. His numbers are moving up so far. The fact that he was just over 1,000 before and he still killed Apollo with that, that's scary. Wait a second, man. Are those shots with the needle signifying that they are drugging him up with steroids? Yo, dude is jacked, man. I know I said Drago looks like a freak of nature before. Stallone is no slouch. Oh, that's awesome, man. Freaking outrunning the car. Let's go. Always gotta have one of those running sequences in there. And the fact that it's in snow is crazy impressive. Man, this is awesome. I'm loving this montage here. And the fact that Rocky is out there training in the elements like this, I think Drago's going to be in for a surprise. They really went all out for this, man. Freaking took him to the top of a mountain. That's sick. That's the way to get the big payoff shots. Oh man, now they're just having fun with it. That's definitely an improvement from the steps in Philadelphia. That was a freaking awesome shot there at the end, too. That looks so good. That would have been pretty fun to shoot. Hey, a new name for him, the Iron Horse. He's moved on from Italian Stallion. Very different crowd dynamic. I don't think many people are going to be there cheering for Rocky. Home field advantage is in Drago's favor now. I love it, but I feel like he's just telling him this because he's afraid he's gonna die out there. Oh, that's an awesome moment. I love that. That's some of the most emotion we've seen from him in the series so far. He's definitely a good friend. Oh man, that guy looks freaking intimidating. And I mean, the crowd is on Rocky's case right now, but I feel like this is where he thrives, being the complete underdog. Oh my gosh, that freaking dialogue and the fact they dressed up the robot to look like Santa. Yo, dude, that shot was awesome, man. That's so cool. Making him look like a freaking super villain. Feel like the walkouts in every move here getting more and more insane. In a good way. Man, is this really gonna be a fight to the death, though? I'm worried. I mean, obviously, Rocky makes it out of here alive, whether he wins or loses. But I don't know what happens to Drago. And it's interesting, I mean, the fact that he spikes his hair up just makes him look even taller. And he's got the similar shorts to Apollo, and he is looking freaking toned right now. Man is quite the physical specimen. I mean, the only time I really hear the Russian national anthem is in certain meme formats, and so I feel like every time I hear that now, that's just where my mind goes. Even though in this case, it's reinforcing the idea that Rocky is a lone man in the wilderness of Russia. Seems to be an icon here, just like Rocky is over in the States. This is quite the intro for him. Hey, let's go, Rocky. That's my guy. If I was there, I don't care. I'd cheer for him hard. There's a lot of people there, though. I like this. I like the setting. It's a pretty good setup. This movie definitely feels like it's never had like a low point. It feels like it's always been at a high energy level. And suddenly here we are at the last fight. Oh my gosh, dude, is pure power. Love the camera angles though, just making Rocky look so small next to him. Hey man, no question now why Apollo is always so hyped for fights. His trainer's getting me pumped up. Oh gosh, man, he did not waste any time like before. He just came out swinging. Rocky seems to be taking the punches though. Jeez, he is so outmatched physically. His reach isn't even close to Drago's. It's going to be tough to even get one punch in. Doesn't even look like Drago's freaking affected when he punches him. That's insane. How do you get him? Oh my gosh, dude, this isn't going very well at all. I thought Rocky was actually going to put up a fight. Bro, Rocky, my goodness, maybe this wasn't the best idea. He hasn't even gotten one decent punch in. Oh my gosh, man, that was one of the most brutal rounds Rocky has ever had. He's getting absolutely annihilated. I don't see how he can turn it around just so dramatically in order to stand a chance. Great advice from Paulie right there. That's why he's brought along. I feel like I'm feeling secondhand pain just from watching this. I don't know how Rocky can have that mindset. If this second round doesn't go any better, though, I feel like that might be it. Jeez, man, and I love the way that they're filming this too because it feels like all the punches have such impact. Yo, I mean, gotta give him mad credit for the stamina. He is not giving up. Goes to the ground and he immediately hops back up. Whoa, dude, what a hit. It only took one, but he's back in it already. Heck yes, my guy Rocky, let's go. I don't think Drago's ever experienced something like that before. Yo, what is going on? This just turned into an absolute brawl all of a sudden. I feel like any match with Rocky has the risk of that happening, though. Oh, let's go, man. I love it. He's starting to respect Rocky a little bit. Maybe this is going back to the endurance. The fact that Rocky's been able to outlast the initial onslaught. Maybe Drago's going to get worn out a little bit. I love it, man. Always fun little editing stuff thrown into the fights. And regardless of the result, it's definitely impressive that Rocky's made it as far as he has. Oh, great shot right there. The blood dripping down. Oh, I love the split screen. That's so dope. I love that the Rocky movies are never afraid to get creative with stuff. It always makes already entertaining sequences even more enjoyable to watch. Sometimes those quick zooms kill me, but they're fun little additions. Dang, man, it still looks like Drago is absolutely beating the crap out of him, but Rocky's stamina is certainly keeping him in the fight. These guys are trained punches right now, but I don't think Rocky's punches do as much damage as Drago's. They're going all out with the style in this. Some very clever stuff that I haven't really seen done in any movie, really, besides just the Rocky films. And there's, what, 15 rounds in boxing, I think, right? I feel like I should know by now. Only a couple left. Yo, let's go. I was gonna say, it sounded like they were chanting Rocky. That's dope. This man has the power to get just about anybody on his side. I love it. Oh no, he's gonna freaking punch this dude. Oh gosh, did they just set this dude off? Is he gonna come out into the last round angrier than ever? That was a freaking wild shot of him, though, picking up that guy with one hand. Hopefully not the end of life and just to the end of the match. I'm worried what could happen, though. Dude, he's going to his classic taunting technique, it looks like. He hasn't even thrown one punch yet this round. Is he just trying to get in his head? There you go, man. Coming out swinging. Oh gosh, dude, these guys are freaking bloody. They really are going until the last breath. This would be a wild match to watch. I love the sound design too, man. Just the crowd chanting his name over and over. That's gotta get him pumped up. Oh, I think only a few more and he's done. It feels like he's so close to knocking him out. Holy cow. I thought it was impossible to see that man fall down. But Rocky, I think, just did the impossible. Just like always, that theme comes in. What a freaking legend, man. Apollo Creed would be proud, no doubt. Nice. Always gotta give that hug to Adrian. I love it. It's a very satisfying fight. And no one died. Always a man of great words. Just plain and simple speech, but gets to the good stuff. Man, this is cool. I didn't expect there to be a message at the end of this. I like it. Dude's not just a powerhouse in the ring, he's a powerhouse on the mic. I love it, dude. Oh my gosh, man. Rocky, the uniter of nations. Definitely some good messages right there. I love that everybody's in there is so hyped for him now. Drago is old news now. Nice. I love that they always end on a freeze frame like that. Definitely a hype moment there at the end, as always. I feel like this movie definitely went by the fastest for me, or at least it felt like it did. And it's not too different in runtime to the rest of the Rockies, I don't think. But I think it was mainly due to the pacing and what I was talking about there earlier, how it felt like there was never really a down moment. It always was just high energy, moving fast from scene to scene, and the editing was always quick. And I don't know if that was necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, on the good side, I never felt like I was bored or disinterested or anything. I always had my attention. But I guess maybe a downside of that pacing is, even though I knew it was coming eventually, Apollo Creed's death didn't feel as like significant or disheartening maybe as compared to Mick's death in the last Rocky movie, because I feel like they spent a lot more time with his death and Rocky and everyone mourning it. But it definitely will be interesting to see what they do now going forward without Apollo's character, because he had been a big factor in the rest of the movies. And I think this one definitely felt the most like I was watching a movie and wasn't like transported into these characters' worlds, if that makes sense, because of all the kind of fancy montages and editing style. And I feel like this had the most like popular music type soundtrack on it as well, and so it felt like at times one long music video, which was fun for sure. I did like that aspect, but it just was a very different experience from the other movies in that sense. But it was definitely an enjoyable movie just as the others. And I did really like the final fight. I thought it was good. Drago was a very intimidating presence, though. Man looked massive in the ring. And I mean, Stallone, of course, you expect it now going into these that he's going to give a great performance. And he's going to have great writing in there since he's the writer of it. I don't know if there were as many like iconic lines in this one as there were in the others, but there were definitely some good, heartwarming and hype up type moments. And so only 2 more Rocky films now to go. And then I guess the 2 Creed movies too, so I'm excited to keep going along. It's definitely a very consistently enjoyable franchise for sure. So it's definitely fitting that this movie is the one I watch closest to Christmas Day itself, since the fight took place on Christmas Day, and even though they didn't have too many like signifiers or references beyond just the initial one that they were fighting on Christmas, it still was kind of cool to have that and to be watching it around that time of year. But I definitely had a good time with this one, and I think out of all of the Rocky movies so far, this one may be my least favorite, just for some of the reasons that I described before, but in no ways was it a bad film or anything like that. I would definitely revisit it again at some point, just like I would with the other films. And so my excitement is still high to go through the other Rocky films, and I know people have said that Rocky 5 is viewed kind of generally as the worst Rocky film, and so it'll be interesting to see if that is accurate, if I feel the same way. But I am looking forward to Rocky Balboa, because that is the one that I saw originally a long time ago, like I think back when it was originally in theaters, and I didn't really understand too much what was going on, I think, at the time, and I really don't remember much at all besides the iconic speech that Rocky has, and so it'll be fun to revisit that one as well when I get around to it. But it's definitely been fun watching these characters grow and progress up to this point. They've definitely come a long way from Rocky 1, which this movie with all the flashback clips and everything definitely reminded me of that. But hopefully you guys had a good time watching along with me for it. If you did, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel out. And you can always check out the full-length reaction to this and the other Rocky movies I've done so far on my Patreon. Link for that is in the description below. But until the next reaction, I will see you all later. Peace.